the moment, live for each minute, live like you want it. The Sacramento and Company brings you lifestyle, home, and community. Yeah.
All right, now this is something in this coming up right now that, especially with the holidays approaching, all the stress, a lot of people are gossiping. But
Yes.
it's not necessarily, we know, the best thing to do.
Not the best thing to do. You know, gossiping is something that we've all been guilty of at one time or another, whether at work or in our private circle of family and friends.
There are a lot of folks that say it's not healthy at all, but there are apparently some positive ways to gossip. And how to explain how to turn gossip into gold, communication expert Deborah Burrows-Sett. Thanks for being with us, Deborah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Deborah,
it's great to be here.
it's possible to gossip in a positive way? Is that what you're saying?
Well, here's what I'm saying.
Okay, you lay it on us.
Basically,
Write it down.
about
Yeah.
2/3 of our conversations are comprised of gossip, as it turns out, right? But underneath a lot of the gossip that we have, those conversations, is actually some kind of complaint. If you stop and you think about, okay, what am I actually talking about here, right? Whether it's in the workplace or, as you said, the holidays are coming up and people talking about other family members, right?
Yeah.
Among your friends. Now, the thing is, if you can stop and identify what is the complaint underneath what I'm saying, right? And then look and see what is a request that I could make of someone that could actually address the thing that I've been complaining about, and then you take that request to the right person, then a conversation that was just going to be simply, at best, letting off steam and ultimately leaving you pretty unfulfilled and the situation is not impacted, right? You take that request to the right person, you just make that request, and a situation can actually be completely turned around, thus the turning the gossip into gold, right?
So there is a way to make it positive. Now, and you found some interesting statistics. You said traveling across the country, people are fascinated with the idea of gossip. And it's not just females. A lot of people think of females, males and females. There's really no gender breakdown when it comes to gossiping?
Where there are people, there's gossip. Now, you're probably the exception to that, right, Guy?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I am.
Guy.
But barring Guy, right, I think you'll find that men have conversations where they're complaining about some situation, but not complaining to the person who can actually make a difference with
okay.
it all the time. On the golf course, gossip happens. It happens, you know, in the break room at work. It happens before the meeting gets started. It even happens among friends where, you know, we might be talking about our significant others.
So how do you turn it into gold?
Well, first you have to notice that you're doing it, right?
Okay.
It is such a habit. No. Okay.
There you go.
For most of us, Guy, right?
Okay, right.
For most of us,
Not you,
it's
Guy.
2/3 of our conversation,
Give
like
us-
I said, right?
Give us an example. What would be a typical thing that somebody would gossip about, and then how you identify what the problem is with it?
Okay, how about if I give you an example from my own life, right?
Sure.
I was sitting and I was having a conversation with a coworker, and all of a sudden I realized I'm gossiping. I'm actually sitting here complaining about the fact that I've got so much on my plate at work, and my boss has just come to me with another assignment, a big project, right? And I'm sitting there complaining to a coworker. Now, where does that leave me? It leaves me feeling put upon and a little resentful and basically as harried as I was at the beginning of the conversation.
And nothing's resolved.
Nothing's resolved, right? Now, I noticed that I was doing it and I said, okay, stop, right? And I thought, what is the complaint? The complaint is I have so much to do and I'm not clear about my priorities.
Deborah,
Right?
this is good stuff. We need to have you come back and spend a whole show.
I'd love
know,
to.
really, would you?
I'd love to.
I know, okay, because we want to learn how to turn the gossip into gold. We're going to practice today.
I think
you
that's a
and I.
good idea, sure.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
know, at Landmark Education, we've had more than 1 million people do our programs, and we found that people are pretty much the same. This is not even just the United States, it's all over the world.
And we probably gossip when we don't even know we're doing it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Good tips,
All
Deborah.
right.
Thanks for being
Thank
with
you.
us.
Deborah Burrows-Sett, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.